Good morning, church family. My name is Erick Gil. I am the student pastor here in Maranatha. I hope that you guys are staying safe and hopeful during these odd times. You know, I certainly don't know how the other pastors are doing these videos. They definitely make it look easier than it is. This is probably my 10th or 11th take, so hopefully this one will be it. But anyways, as you know, every day we're posting a devotional about something that God is teaching us or something that maybe we feel like needs to share with our people. And so today's my day, and something that God has been teaching me or pressing on my heart in the last 2 weeks is this idea of quality time. You see, most of my family lives in the Dominican Republic, and I don't get to see them often, maybe once or twice a year. And every time that they come and visit and they leave, there's always this huge desire, this urgency from within me, or this urge within me that cannot wait till the next time they come back. Where I cannot wait till the next time I can spend quality time with them, where I can have some meaningful conversation, some meaningful interactions with them. And so maybe that is some of you right now, where you're finding yourself in this crisis of the coronavirus, where you find yourself quarantined at home, stuck at home, and there are people in your life that you deeply care about, people that are important to you, people like your families or your friends or people from the church, from your small group, people that you cannot wait till the next time that you see them. And you have this urge inside of you that part of you wants just to go out and just risk it all just to have some interaction with those people. You have this urge to spend quality time with them. And then I thought of this passage in Luke 22. Luke 22 verses 7 to 15. In the beginning verses, and I'm not going to read them, but in the beginning verses, Jesus is going to give us very specific instructions to his disciple as far as what they need to do in order to prepare this one last meal that Jesus was going to have with them. Now, we can argue that the reason why Jesus did this was so that he can institute the communion and all that, and that is true. But I also like to think that Jesus wanted to spend quality time with his disciple. You see, he's going to give John and Peter very specific instructions on how to prepare it. But in verse 14 and 15, we're going to see one of the reasons why Jesus was very intentional about the preparation of this meal. It says in verse 14 and 15, "And when the hour came, he reclined at the table and the apostles with him. And he said to them, I have earnestly desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer." And when I read these verses, the one word that stood out to me was the word earnestly. The Spanish Bible translated this way: "Oh, how much I have desired to spend time with you." You see, it is mind-blowing to me, or is interesting to me, how Jesus was in a very crucial time in his ministry here on earth, where he was about to start his next task, the task that was going to take him into suffering, the worst kind of pain for our sake, the task that was going to change the course of history, the task that was going to provide for you and me an opportunity to experience salvation and freedom. And regardless of that big task that he had at hand, Jesus found a way to have quality time with his disciples, with his closest friends. And that shows me how much Jesus loved them, how much love Jesus had for his disciple. You see, it's kind of this idea that we talked earlier, this idea of not being able to wait till the next time you can have that interaction with them. Something to look forward, something that you're having this, how do you put it into words? This desire that you can just grab that person and tell them, hey, I love you, or be with them. You know, that kind of desire is what I see that Jesus had for his disciple, where he knew this was his last meal with them, and he could not wait till he had this quality time with them. Earnestly, because I have earnestly desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. And as I read this verse, this thought came to my mind. Do I have that same desire to spend quality time with God? You see, most of us are stuck at home. Most of us are limited in what we can do. And so as a consequence of that, we have more freedom as far as our time. We have more freedom about the things that we can do. And then I ask myself, am I using this freedom or this free time that we have as an opportunity to earnestly look for quality time with Jesus. And then I thought of Psalms 27. Psalms 27 verse 4 says this. And this is David speaking. He says, "One thing I ask of the Lord, one thing I will seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze upon the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple." Let me read that again. "One thing I have asked of you, Lord." This is what David is saying. The one thing that I'm going to seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, and that I will gaze upon the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple. It is my prayer and hope that when all of this is over, that when the coronavirus and the quarantines and all of these things are over, that I can look back on this season and say, you know what? I was able to earnestly seek for opportunities to spend quality time with Jesus. I hope that this challenges you. I hope that this is something that you can take and reconsider. What are you doing with your free time? What are you doing with this extra time that you have in your hand? Are you looking for opportunities to spend quality time with Jesus, or are you using it to just do some other things?